Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And let's talk that Nintendo Direct. It came from out of nowhere, June 21st, 2023. So there were rumors of a Nintendo Direct, and it's like you got to take those with a grain of salt because you just never know what Nintendo is going to drop on you. They like to stealth drop things, and that's usually good for those of us who are ready to buy something now. There's usually something in a Direct, right? Or in the eShop right after the Direct that you're like, oh, I can play this now. This go around they had a couple of games. But you expect E3, those of us who grew up in my time, you expect some kind of, show. So, these game shows that they had, Nintendo really didn't show up there. And a couple of years ago, we had this Mario 3D All-Stars that they just didn't drop on you during their Direct. It was like a special Direct they had in September, shortly before the game came out, like a couple weeks before. So you just never know if somebody's telling you there's a Direct or that there's going to be some certain games. And it was relatively quiet. You had a couple leakers who predicted some things. Sonic Superstars and, just a couple other games accurately. And they also predicted, hey, it's going to be a SNES Classic and a 2D Mario. Now, we've known about the 2D Mario. The 2D Mario makes sense. There's also a 2D Donkey Kong that's rumored. And a lot of us were thinking, well, maybe they'll show that too, but Nintendo does not like to cannibalize their sales. What I mean by that is you're not going to get Metroid Dread and then Metroid Prime 4 in the same Direct. It's unlikely. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. Here we had this Direct and there was multiple Mario titles that they showed off. And I'm not going to cover everything. I'm going to make this video quick. It should have been out. I just haven't had the time or haven't made the time to talk about it. And I'm taking a few minutes before my main job to do that. So look, you had a Princess Peach game that was teased. You had Pikmin 4 that they showed a little bit of. I'm excited for that, honestly. And Pikmin 1 and 2 are available in the eShop now. It wasn't right after the Direct like I was trying to look for, but hey, $30 a piece. If you buy them both together, it's $50. So that's not bad. It's not terribly bad. I'm still interested in it. That's like 2 games for the price of 1. And although I finished Pikmin 3, I don't remember if I finished Pikmin 1 or 2. I know I have them on the GameCube, but this is another reason to, not deal with hooking up those systems if I can buy those games again and play them on the go. So I may do that. I'm not entirely sure. You guys let me know if you want to see me play any of that. That said, there was a Princess Peach game that was teased that looks brand new. She could transform into different outfits, it looks like. They only showed a few seconds of it. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I think Nintendo heard me and they're going to port that one over. For whatever reason, it's taken longer than it should. But it's like, just go ahead and port Luigi's Mansion 1 over as well. Just be done with it. And maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll try to sell Dark Moon because that might have sold less than the original Luigi's Mansion on GameCube. They'll try to port that first and add more content maybe, and then just go ahead and oh yeah, by the way, here's Luigi's Mansion 1. I feel like they have a GameCube emulator that they're using and they can just port these titles over quickly, right? There are rumors of a Paper Mario RPG or Paper Mario Thousand Year Door from GameCube coming out and that's ready. That's in the can and Nintendo just has to drop it. But they didn't show that either. What they did show was Super Mario RPG. So we're finally getting that, and that looks like it has the 2D HD aesthetic to it. While I wanted Chrono Trigger, like some people were speculating, I will take this too. I will take this. Metal Gear Solid Trilogy, they've got that coming over. It's just like a straight port. That was exciting to me. So I know some people were like, hey, this Direct was awesome, and yet some that were like, meh. Those who were like, meh, they probably just don't like those games. But let me tell you, it felt all killer, no filler. They didn't even show you Everybody Want to Switch. They showed you WarioWare. That was probably one of the weaker titles that they showed that I remember. And this was 40 minutes long, and I'm only telling you a little bit of it. It felt like even if it was a 20-minute presentation, it was still loaded. So the feeling is, hey, Switch is on its way out. They're not really showcasing anything. I mean, you already got Zelda, so what are they holding back for anything? Nope. Mario has another game. Super Mario Bros. Wonderful. Now, I know that's a weird sounding title. Mario's got these Wonder Seeds that he's attributing, or he's acquiring, and they're giving him these special powers. And when he gets these special powers, he can turn into a spike ball and crush things. He can stretch himself out like Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four. I mean, there's just so many possibilities that could be there that we're not seeing, and that's a breath of fresh air into 2D Mario. Mario's need that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, the font and some of the graphics look kind of like a ROM hack, but maybe the next Mario Maker has some of this wonderful stuff. I think they saw the weird Mario and the reaction, and like, yeah, let's find a way to make that canon. let's take the weird Mario from Mario Maker and do all kinds of other weird stuff. They could have called it Super Mario Weird and like, no, let's use a different word. Wonderful. And it looks like there's some kind of combo system. You like land on Goombas and it goes from good to great to eventually super and wonderful or something like that. That looks pretty interesting. You hear more Charles Martinet. You hear more of his voice. Mario has more animations. He's going through pipes and loses his hat and jumps through and all that. So that looks neat. I'm looking forward to that. The coolest thing was, you could play as different characters. It looks like Daisy was playable. It almost looked like Yoshi was kind of playable, but maybe not. You can at least ride Yoshi. And then obviously the Toad. So it's interesting there. It looks like it's 4 players. Hopefully that's online. Nintendo, do not mess this up. It needs to be online. And it comes out relatively soon. It comes out in October. So that Mario RPG is coming out. It looks like November. That's going to be the November title. They have a lot of faith in that. And then a month before that, you're going to get Super Mario Bros. Wonderful. So, yeah, I can't wait for those titles. You got Pikmin in July. So, I'm not necessarily clear on what's coming out in August. There could be some games we don't know about. But, if you can make it through August and September, there you go. October will be there, and you'll have these Mario titles coming up. So yeah, it honestly felt like a Mario Direct, but let me know what you guys thought. Was this a cool Direct? Did you not like it? Are you excited for these games? Which are you excited for, if any? I believe there'll be a couple more games that we don't know about that show up closer to September. I don't see them going 2 months without any first-party titles, but you never know. You never know. I feel like Square Enix is handling the Mario RPG. So if Nintendo is focused on Pikmin 4 and Mario, maybe there's some more Pokemon stuff that comes out. They did show some Pokemon. They also showed Mario Kart, having some characters and some stuff come out in the summer. So maybe they do you that way. They're like, boom, August, here's Mario Kart. And, you're supposed to hold over with some of that stuff. There's still some Game Boy Advance, Switch Online stuff they could do. So we'll see. They have options there. This was a good Direct. I enjoyed it. So like, comment, subscribe, share as always. I'd be remiss at telling you guys not to do that. Have my subscription thing up there. See you in the next one. Other Yellow Hat Guy is out.
Captain Sensation!